Have you ever felt grumpy all day and it's like totally ruined your entire day and you've just not been able to shake it? Me too. And that happened to me this week and I was able to shake it. And after doing some reflection, I'm going to share with you the lessons that I learned from that and a simple strategy that you can use in your life to shift any kind of, low vibe mood for the day. That, and I'm going to be sharing with you exactly what I'm doing in my plan that's in place right now to 10x my business revenue in the next 2 years. Let's dive into this week's vlog. And hey, by the way, if you don't know me, my name's Alex Waters. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands right now, but I'm 34 years old. I'm an entrepreneur. My 5-year-old son, Atlas, is actually on the other side of the camera right now. We're in a hotel room in Melbourne, Australia. And we are about to head to Queenstown, New Zealand. I've been building businesses for the last 9 or 10 years, scaled several 7-figure companies, and I'm just here sharing with you my wins, lessons, and challenges each week to hopefully help you in your life. And this is just an amazing way for me to document what's going on in my life and, all the great things that are happening and what I'm learning along the way. So it was a really big week of change over the past week. Including last night, I've been in 4 different beds in 7 days in 3 different cities in 2 countries. And tomorrow I'll be in another country and another city. But the good thing is that we're not moving for a couple of weeks when we get there. And we'll be there with my beautiful, beautiful girlfriend, Taylor. And she's meeting Atlas for the first time. And I'm so excited for that. They're meeting each other for the very first time. Are you excited, Atlas, to meet Taylor?
Yes.
And he's saying yes. I don't know if you can hear. Wins. I put all my stuff in storage and my life is now condensed down to 23 kilos, which is 50 pounds in a bag, which is the smallest it's ever been. So I thought that was a win because usually I travel with like 3 suitcases. Win number 2, I've been learning to let go in a whole different way in my team. And I've been watching my team lead the rollout and implementation of a brand new CRM in our business. It looks like we're going with HubSpot. So if anyone has any feedback on HubSpot or has an experience of that, please just get in touch via the comments. That'd be amazing. If you're a company of over 50 employees and want to share any insights, that would be super appreciated. And a big win for me this week was I mapped out the exact strategy that my business needs to follow in order to be a $12 million company by the end of June 2026. And I shared it with my team and I'm having them come up with their own incentives in relation to that number. And that feels really good because what I'm realizing is that I get to continue to facilitate more good things happening. And the facilitation of that doesn't mean I have to have all the answers. And just having that frame, adopting that frame has been so powerful for me in my lessons. Next up, 8 lessons I learned generating over $17 million in my businesses. That was what I shared last week in my weekly email. So if you want to sign up to my weekly newsletter, check the link in the description below. I would love to have you on there. And I send out a highly valuable email every single week to my entire database. Now on to challenges. Honestly, just definitely moving around. 4 different beds in 7 nights. It's a lot to be moving around and all over the world. 4 different time zones, 5 different time zones, like so many flights. I would have flown a total of like 45 hours, I think, by the end of today in the last 3 days, which is honestly crazy. But, all in all, I'm feeling pretty good. And, it is a big blessing. Like I'm getting to experience just so much great stuff in my life and in the world. And many people would be so overwhelmed and blessed to have the life I have. So no complaints, but it's definitely been a challenge. And I've also had some sadness about leaving Austin. Atlas, you can come in if you want. You want to come in the video? Come sit on my lap. Come sit on my lap. Hey. All right. And just having a sense that Tay and I are not going to have a proper home in the next 3 to 4 months, and that's equally parts exciting as it is challenging, because you don't have your your place, you know, and all your stuff. Yeah, next challenge has been backing up this month's sales target in Workspace Co Outsourcing, one of my companies, because last month we had a really big month, and I noticed, you know, some hangover from the team, and I asked them the question this week, hey, if someone had a gun to your head, how would you hit this target this month? And so, you know, that kind of like gave a bit of fire to the team, and just, I think it's important as a business owner to be able to have those frames with your team and use things like that, whilst also balancing the fact that there's a lot of space in my organization for people to fuck it up. And, you know, we're not a micromanaging culture, because that just doesn't breed excellence, in my opinion. And so the way I balance that is by having a smile on my face and just, you know, being soft in that too. It's like, we've got to hit the targets, and this is the level of intentionality I want you to put behind it. Like, think of this as like, we could find a solution always. There's always a solution here. And you know, your job's not on the line. I'm not going to shoot your head off if you don't hit your target, but like, we obviously want to, and they're incentivized around that too. So those are my challenges. And honestly, one of the challenges is just juggling, you know, parenthood with other things. And Atlas and I played Snap just before this, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we're going to play Snap straight after this video too, which I'm almost done, by the way. Thanks for waiting. So lessons this week, I'm going to split into two different categories. Number one is business lessons. Number two is life lessons. The first business lesson is hire leaders and let them lead. It's so much easier. Good leaders, great leaders rather, will tell you how you're going to get an immediate ROI on them being in their role. And so it should cut out a lot of the apprehension around someone coming on board to be a leader, because they should have the answers and the solutions. That's what you're employing a leader for. I recommend getting your leadership to take a 3-week break at some point and just watching and observing how the business operates at that point and what happens with the team. If things start to fall apart, then who you've got in the position isn't a leader, they're a manager. Because leaders create leaders. And if their team can't be self-sustaining without them, they haven't created leaders. I had a GM leave last year, and I was initially disappointed, but after about a month or 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I noticed the team was starting to kind of fall apart, and I realized that this person had been micromanaging and holding everything together, compensating for everyone, being the one with all the answers, but that didn't actually create a great business. It just created more bottlenecking around that one person. So when you're hiring leaders, they need to actually want to lead and let others lead, so that it's kind of a paradox, right? So that your business grows and people grow with it. Life lessons. I'm going to look at my notes here because I journaled this out on the plane yesterday. Okay, so this is about the grumpy day. I was feeling really off in my final day in Austin. Like, I couldn't shake the feeling. I just felt upset, sad, a little bit miserable. I was super in my head, and I asked Tay to hang out, and she was busy working, closing down her shop. And so and it just felt like nothing was going my way. I'd imagine us going to a nice lunch together, and, you know, me sharing all my gratitudes with her, and like, I had this thing in my mind, and it just wasn't happening. And so I just kept getting grumpier and grumpier. And as we're on the way to the airport, she asked me what had been my best experience, but favorite thing about being in Austin for the last, couple months. And as I started to tell her, I finally got around to sharing with her how I felt about her and just how grateful I am for her, and like how proud of us I am, and just how amazing our relationship is, in my opinion. And it was funny because like suddenly I just felt better. As soon as I shared that, I was like, oh, and I had a real aha moment. And I started laughing at myself because all I'd wanted was a moment of connection, and I'd put so many conditions and expectations on how that needed to look that I was missing the point. I missed the opportunity to, actually have that earlier in the day and just be satisfied and happy. And it just made me realize, like, how often are we stuck in our own head, attached to how things need to look, and that just creates complete suffering for ourselves. Like, that doesn't happen that often for me, but it happens, obviously occasionally, rarely. And it used to happen a lot more. Lessons simplified. It's always my attachment to expectations and conditions that has me create my own suffering. How things need to look instead of how they actually are. Get to the deeper thing as quickly as possible. So I believed my own inner dialogue of like, I just want to spend time with Taylor. I wanted to go to the lunch. But actually, the thing that I wanted deeper down, the deeper thing, was to express my love to her and have her receive it. Really simple. And the third part is just how many times in life do we miss the present moment or spend our time grumpy and upset about things that are totally out of our control? Because I could have enjoyed my morning, but I was resentful and grumpy instead and resisted everything, which is just stupid and hilarious at the same time. So those are my lessons for the week. Overall, I'm very happy to be back with my child here. You happy I'm back?
Dad.
Yeah.
It starts in my name because
Atlas.
Yeah.
What about, you want me to say your name?
You're like it is my name.
You're spelling it.
You're like it is my name.
It's your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very happy to be back with this one. You happy I'm back?
Yes.
You happy to be going to New Zealand?
Yes.
Is there anything you want to tell all the fans?
No.
No. Okay. That's it for this week's vlog. Peace out. We're about to pack up our stuff and head out to the airport. So have an amazing, blessed life. See you soon.